Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa Schmitz from the Belmont Theater District, and this interview is with the Chicago Playback Theatre Ensemble. And they give a little show and tell about exactly what you can expect at one of their performances. The first part of this interview got a little bit choppy, and so we're just going to jump right in to where Allison introduces herself and the company. Take it away, Allison.
My name is Allison. I'm the director of the Chicago Playback Theatre Ensemble. Um, in playback theater, actors guide audience members in volunteering to share their own stories of their memories and experiences, which are then brought to life on stage by the actors using improv. And unlike other improv you might see in Chicago, playback is not focused just on comedy. Audience experiences of any kind, from the profound to the ordinary, from the joyful to the sorrowful, they are all worthy of attention, respect, and a voice at our shows. And at our shows, there's no requirement to share stories either. Folks are just welcome to come and simply watch and enjoy the magic of stories coming to life. We are a newer company. We've been together for a little over a year, and we believe that sharing audience stories builds community, it strengthens empathy, and it ignites dialogue. And we are the only ensemble in Chicago currently using playback theater to perform audience stories. This is a type of theater that we have studied together. And normally we have shows at the Second Unitarian Church in Lakeview, but we have been learning how to pivot our shows virtually, and we've had some really awesome performances so far.
That's great. Could we do a demo or get a sample of how that works?
Absolutely. So I asked you to bring in one of your own stories. Do you have a story with you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great.
So, um, so when I was in my early 20s, I was a full-time volunteer, and the volunteer group took a trip to the United Nations in New York. And one of the evenings, we decided to try our luck with the Wicked Broadway lottery. And so so the total group was about 15 people, but there were about 6 of us that went to go try our luck with the lottery. And so we got there about 10 minutes before the lottery was closing. We put our names in, waited around, and as they drew the names, it seemed like they didn't shuffle all of the lottery entries, because we were one of the last ones in, and they pulled 5 of our names out. So 5 of the 6 of us that were standing there won the Wicked lottery. And we were so excited. We called the rest of our group to see if anybody else could join us, because the show was going to start in like an hour and a half. And so we had just enough time to go down the street to a deli to get some food and then come back to see Wicked. And at least for this show, the lottery tickets we won were for the front row.
Oh my God.
So my first Broadway show ever was front row seats to Wicked, and it was a really fun and great night.
That is awesome. I am going to bring, we're going to do a 3-part story, and I'll go with, let's have Natalie first, Rachel second, and Clarissa last. I'm going to bring the actors on stage. They've been listening in on your story.
Right.
So, just a follow-up question. When this night started and you all put your name in the lotteries, what was like the expectation for the night? How were you expecting the night to go down?
Um, I think we were sort of neutral. I think we were just excited to be there and to be like part of the possibility of that happening. I don't think that we were definitely not expecting to get in, and we were definitely not expecting that all of us would get in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when you got in and you saw the show, can you give me like 3 words to describe how it felt to get in and see the show?
exciting, dramatic in terms of the sets and the show itself, and empowering. I was there with a volunteer group for women, watching a very like empowering for women production.
Interesting. Very cool. Okay, actors, do we feel like we've got enough? Awesome. So Melissa, I'm going to invite you to turn your video off with me. We're going to watch your story. So this is Melissa's story. Let's watch.
New York City, baby! Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Oh, it's just like I imagined it. I can't believe it. I'm just happy that we're all here together. Oh my gosh, do you see that? There's a lottery to get in to see Wicked. We should just all enter. Okay. Yeah, there's me. Oh yeah, and there she goes. Oh, there's that person. All right, we'll see, fingers crossed. Chances, pretty slim, but you wanna just go get some sandwiches at the deli while we wait and see? Okay, oh my gosh, let's go, I'm so excited. All right, wait. Me? And you? And you? And you? And you? What? Did I even shuffle that? Okay. For you, yeah. Arm in arm. Yes. Am I defying gravity? Wow. I think we've all been changed for good.
Thank you, actors. Melissa, I invite you to turn your video back on with me. What was that like to see your story?
That was so great. That was so great. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. That's such an awesome experience.
Yeah. How long is this like a typical length of the stories you do, or how many stories do you tend to do in each show?
It really depends. And Derek is another ensemble member that's been hiding out that I just want to invite him so that we can see. It really depends on the story. In a regular show, in person, we would be able to do long forms where we would invite the person actually up on stage to sit and share their story, cast the actors as characters in their story, and then it would perform like a much longer narrative version. For Zoom, we've been doing shorter stories, but we've been learning forms that can still make them feel full. And so it's been really fun experimenting with that together.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Where can people find more about your work and what you do?
Yeah, so we are doing a couple more shows. And so you can follow us on Facebook at Chicago Playback Theatre. And you can also find us on our website at chicagoplaybacktheatre.com.
That's awesome. Thank you so much to Allison and the Chicago Playback Theatre Ensemble. This is Melissa Schmitz signing off with the Belmont Theater District. We'll see you next time.